This episode of the Red Bull Rant is brought to you by the fine patrons that support us through patreon.com/Red Bull Rant. You can support us for the low price of $1 a month, and you can get exclusive content, including a monthly wrap-up for the New York Red Bulls. We want to send a special shout-out to our patrons who support us at $5 a month. That is our producer-level reward. Thank you to Jeremiah Dempster and William Martin. Now, on to the show.
The Red Bull Rant is a free-flowing podcast with three soccer-loving idiots who don't know when to shut their dumb potty mouths. So listener discretion, yeah, it's pretty much advised.
Welcome, my friends, to the Show Never Ends. This is the Red Bull Rant podcast. I'm your host, Jason Iapicco.
Happy Margarita Day. I'm Pat McDonald.
Happy Pat's birthday. Yeah. I'm Truman, and this is episode 297, Trip McNeely.
Trip McNeely.
Trip McNeely.
Mm. So if you're wondering why we're doing this on Pat's birthday, one, I was on vacation yesterday. And two, we feel like we had to record before the next match.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
I mean, we usually do that. So,
and I'm not just having a margarita because my birthday. It is National Margarita Day.
Salty.
I mean, any day can be Margarita Day if you really want it to be.
This is true.
All right. So before we talk to the match, real quick note: the only move so far the Red Bulls have made roster-wise was to sell Anatol Aban, gone after, I don't know, what's like 5 years now he's been with the team, but he only had like 25 appearances.
Yeah.
He is now with Chinese club, and I know I'm going to screw this up, Nangtong Zisong FC. I screwed up the second one.
Yeah, you did.
Nantong Jiun?
Yeah, that would be my guess. Nantong Jiun.
Yeah. Undisclosed fee, but he is gone.
Good for him. You know, maybe he'll play.
He's a roll of quarters.
All right, on to the important stuff, though. Red Bulls traveled down to the Dominican Republic, took on Atlético Pantoja, and came away with a 2-0 win. Big because of 2 road goals.
Mm-hmm.
Royer and Long were named to the CCL Team of the Week. And as was said multiple times during the broadcast, no Dominican Republic team has ever scored a goal in the CCL. Right. Still.
Good thing we kept that streak going.
And it wasn't that close.
No.
It should have been more than 2-0.
Yeah, I think Royer said in an interview post-game that it should have been like 5-0. And he would be correct.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do we want to do likes or dislikes, or just do general discussion?
Yeah, might as well. It's a meaningful game.
Yeah.
Okay. So, dislikes. Pat, what did you dislike about this one?
Well, I think we kind of just touched upon it. I mean, I think that there was definitely the opportunity there to go up by even more. And I understand you're nitpicking because a 2-0 win on the road is phenomenal in a game, especially where away goals matter. I think there's definitely some rust that needs to be shaken off. They need to clean it up just a bit because, this could have been a complete and utter slaughter of Atlético Pantoja. And you would like to know this team's going to score goals considering their potential future opponent put 6 up on the road that same night.
Well, I mean, I'm not too worried about that score. But I'm just going to quickly, since you talked about how they could have scored more, Austin Phillips at official HXZZL actually said that we should talk about the lack of finishing. And for sure, you have a point. I mean, they had a dozen chances to score more goals. And really, if that's the worst thing coming out of a 2-0 road win, it's not too bad. Mm-hmm. Especially coming, preseason, it's February. They haven't put it all together yet.
Yeah.
not, you don't want to get too worried, but yeah, I mean, they could easily smoke this team. But since that was your dislike, here's mine. Let's just talk about everything about the Yahoo Sports app. It basically sucks. I thought the commentators were great. I thought they did a great job. I thought the feed sucked. I know, Jay, I think you mentioned you were having a little trouble here and there. I was having trouble at the end of the game. And I was home with my laptop hooked up to the TV, and several times I had to restart the feed in the final 10 minutes or so. That really, I mean, for the most part, it was smooth, but it was a half choppy, blurry, not really blurry, but the picture kind of sucked, which I guess I should expect it coming from the Dominican Republic, right? I guess I shouldn't be expecting HD quality feed. But it was kind of shitty. And a lot of people online were complaining about just being able to find the stream on the app.
Yeah.
Apparently that was a huge pain in the ass, just looking for it. I used the web page, so I didn't have that big of a deal, but I mean, shouldn't it be the easiest thing to find?
I think, yeah. I mean, I think at least from when you went on yahoosports.com, you had to go to video, and then it's a CONCACAF League. I don't know if many people went to soccer and then CONCACAF, and then we're like, hey, where's the video? But you would think, they would have the good sense to make it easy to find from that location. It sounds like they did not. So, yeah, it was not great. It's definitely one of the biggest problems with this tournament. It's so poorly broadcast and disseminated. I mean, what was it, Facebook 2 years ago? I mean, I forget who it even was. I think CONCACAF just released it last year, right?
It was Go 90.
Go 90. So it would be great if they could find a good, solid broadcast partner. But, at the same time, next week we're going to be saying that. Next week we're going to be sitting in Red Bull Arena with, maybe 3,000 other people?
Right.
So, so it's hard exactly to blame them, saying, hey, you should invest in this. Why? But nobody goes, So
we would have been stoked if this was on Yahoo 10, 15 years ago, but it's on Yahoo in 2019.
Exactly.
Exactly. What am I to say? I still have a fucking Yahoo email account, so.
Yeah.
So, first off, on the app, it wasn't that hard to find. It was just you went to the watch and then soccer. It was actually 2 clicks to get there. My problem was I was in a hotel with my cell phone, and I think it was my cell phone, because when we used my girlfriend's iPad, it was perfectly fine. There was the occasional, black blip, but for the most part, the picture is actually pretty clear where we were watching it. So
it was giving me a headache during the play. I was getting a headache.
The picture was sharp. It's that the camera angle sucked, and you couldn't see what was actually happening half the time because of how far away the ball was.
Yeah.
I think that was the bigger problem. It's it was hard to follow the action because of camera placement and editing. And actually, if I'm not mistaken, I think CONCACAF has technically produced the last few years. It's just finding the company that was distributing it for them. Because I don't know if you guys remember, that's the scoreboard and announcer. I've seen that guy and heard that scoreboard the last 3 years straight. So for me, that means CONCACAF's the one producing it.
You're right, because how many more times are going to be labeled NYR? I hate saying that.
But then this is the weird part about all this. If CONCACAF's already producing it, why not the fuck just do it on YouTube? It's free.
Right. Yeah. I don't know.
And I'm sure YouTube, if CONCACAF went to him, YouTube's like, yeah, sure, we'll let you do multiple streams at once. Hell, Major Arena Soccer League gets multiple streams online. Come on. Do you really need to go to if nobody's willing to buy it, do you need to go to a Facebook or Go90 or Yahoo Sports to do this? Why don't you just do it yourself and save the time? Hell, you could probably get some ad revenue for it.
Sure. Yeah. Why? Yeah.
My pile-on to the this is my dislike. So my pile-on is going to be the app too. More because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to watch the game. Thankfully, my girlfriend agreed to watch it with me, so it wasn't a problem. But I was sitting in a hotel, wondering how I'm going to watch this game 2 days later. And I sent the Red Bulls a tweet, no response. I sent Yahoo Sports a tweet, and the one I got back was from a different Twitter handle and without any clear indication of what was going on. And when I went to go check right before we recorded, there's no clear on demand if it's even available, which to me means it's not there.
I don't think it's there. I really don't.
Yeah, I don't think so.
In this day and age, how that's not available is beyond me. But, I understand Yahoo basically agreed a week before, but CONCACAF should have a way for fans to watch on demand because not everybody can watch at the times that they're playing games. And I know this is more me because I'm the one that has to watch most of this stuff, but I can't be the only one in that situation. I know Pat was talking about a meeting he was supposed to have that got snowed out. You want people to watch these games, then have them on demand is a good thing.
Yeah. No, it's true. I mean, if it's not possible to record something via DVR, which is what I'll normally do if I miss something, an on-demand option has to be there. I think it's just a common, basic least somebody could do.
At this point, yeah. I mean, if it was like 5 years ago, then okay, maybe not. But at this day and age, yeah. Mm-hmm. In 2019, there's better be on demand. And here's my solution, and this is what I'm kind of surprised. Why doesn't Soccer United Marketing step in and do some of this work for CONCACAF? Wouldn't they stand to make some money off of this? They can maybe package it to ESPN with the MLS games, maybe Fox Sports. You tell them, hey, listen, we're going to get you stuff that you don't have to produce. All you got to do is just be the conduit for this to get streamed.
Maybe it's just not worth the hassle.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they just take a hard pass. They just don't even care.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So how it went for Fox Soccer and Chain decided against it.
I forget who mentioned the other day that they missed Fox Soccer World because it probably would have been on that channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually probably would have been. Although it would have been at least on Fox Soccer Match Pass, whatever they're calling it now. Match Pass, whatever. I forget what the online streaming stuff is, but it probably would have been on there. All right, anyway. Moving on. Likes the match, Truman. What was your like for this one?
The man we're building a statue for again, right? We're going to rebuild the statue. We're going to put Bunny back in that. I think people felt Kaku was kind of lost a little bit in the first half. I thought he played decent, and then I thought in the second half he played a great game. Mm-hmm. And maybe 30 seconds before the second goal happened, he had the ball. He was in the middle, just outside the box, and I'm like, this is where I want to see this guy. This is where he should be. He's moving. He was distributing. It was the Kaku that we saw early last year before they changed his position for some odd reason and he didn't have an assist anymore. And that assist he made to Royer was fucking so class. Mm-hmm. So class. And I think we all agree we just want to hope that's a sign of things to come.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope. I mean, I'm one of those people who kind of thought the first half he was, wasn't really putting his mark on the game. But yeah, I mean, that assist was where it's at. And sometimes with these superstars or perceived superstars, which, that the money we gave Kaku, that's where we want him to be. Sometimes you can be absent 89 minutes as long as, for that one, you put the team on your back and get a result out of it. So it was a good thing. My like is going to be Rizza. I'm going to give it to the Rizza. One of the big question marks into this season is certainly how are you going to replace Tyler Adams? And yes, it was one game, and it was against a Dominican side in preseason form. But the Rizza, acquitted himself well. I think he's both active on both the offensive and defensive side of the ball. Had one rocket from outside that just narrowly missed the upper right-hand corner. So it was an encouraging display by the Rizza for sure. And I look forward to seeing him this Wednesday night.
Jay, real quick before you get into your like, I'm just going to again shout out to another Twitter tweet that we got from Joe Osiki. We can talk about this afterwards. Can the back line go another 90 without letting up a shot on net? But he also said, and may if I may, will Rizza be a force to be reckoned with this season? Pat, what do you think?
I don't know about force, but I think he'll be. I think he'll be good. I think he'll certainly. And I think I said on the last show, I think he'll fill in for Tyler Adams adequately. If a couple of those shots, like the one he had, go in over the course of the season, then yeah, I mean, he's certainly putting his mark on 2019. But I definitely think he'll be good. I think he'll be a fun player to watch this season.
And I think for this game, what's nice is that you heard his name spoken several times in a positive way.
Yeah.
Over the course of this game, so that's good.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jay. Go ahead.
Yeah, and actually, the tweet was going to come up after we got done with the recap, but the question about can we go another 90 without letting up a shot on net? Yeah, I think we can.
Against this team, for sure. For sure.
And
will it happen 2 games in a row? I don't know, but I could say yes.
I would say I'd be like 85% confident we could do it again.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that was actually going to be my like, the fact that Robles barely had to do anything in this game. I think the only thing he did was put his hand up for that strike from like 20 yards out that just missed the target, right? So,
yeah, I'm trying to
give him another performance like that.
Yeah,
he picked up a couple balls that bounced his way. I think did he pick up a header that was off one of his own defenders that they passed back to him? Like that was about it. It was like a defensive pass. Like there wasn't much.
There was a few back passes and stuff, but yeah. From the other team, there was nothing that he had to do. So,
and I mean, it's the way it should have been. Yeah, it wasn't 5-6 nothing, but it was a very dominant game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, leading to afterthoughts, and that's what I'm going to go first is, yeah, we should have won 5-6 nothing, but I'm willing to give this team a little bit of slack because this was their first competitive game. I don't know how I imagine in training that these 11 were playing together a lot, but again, first competitive game on the road in Dominican Republic. Not that was a hard team to beat, but I'll take a win. Probably the biggest disappointment is the fact that the goal number 1 was own goal.
Yeah.
Which by the way, because I remember telling you guys about this, in 2017, after the first game in MLS play, Royer and own goal were tied with 1 goal apiece, and this is exactly where we're sitting right now.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, and then actually, no, wait, hold on, sorry. Week 2 against Colorado that year, we also had an own goal. So, own goal actually had the lead for the team at that point.
Yep.
Man, star.
Can't go wrong with own goal.
I mean, his production slipped off because he had 3 goals in 17 and only 1 last year. So we'll see. He's already tied his 2018 production, which means he can only get better. And my last thing is I'm glad to see Kamar Lawrence back on the pitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish he started, but given the injury, I don't blame starting Lade.
Yeah.
And I'm glad Lade didn't get a concussion in that game, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my only other thoughts for this game is that it was strong. It was a strong game. It was, again, they were not threatened. They clearly had the majority of the ball, and it was, I just said it. It was what you want out of this game.
Mm-hmm.
And for the next game, I don't expect to see half of these guys on the field.
Yeah.
All right. Before we move on to talk about the preview of the game coming up, let's talk real quick about the other MLS CCL results. The other team to win on the road, Houston 1-0 versus Gayastoya. That's probably not right. Remember, I do not know how to pronounce names.
Oh, we know. Everyone knows.
Sporting Kansas City won 3-0 at home versus Toluca. And the big upset in MLS, Atlanta United losing 3-1 on the road versus Herediano. So, good to see Atlanta off to a good start this year.
Let's not forget that Toronto got smoked 4-0.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I was only looking at that.
Against Independiente.
Well, I mean, a Panamanian team.
I mean, come on. The Atlanta one's worse.
But, okay, I mean, I could probably agree with you there, but they're going home and they're only down 2 goals and they have an away goal. Do you think they could win at home 2-0?
True.
Yeah.
But what has Toronto done besides from sell Giovinco this offseason?
Well, I'm talking about Atlanta.
I don't know, but I'm saying, like, Toronto losing 4-0, as bad as it is,
Right.
isn't in the same context as Atlanta losing 3-1.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, the defending MLS Cup champion against the team that imploded. And will continue to implode this year, I believe.
Yeah. I mean, but here's the thing: Herediano is Costa Rica. Costa Rica is a better league, a better team, a tougher place to play than Panama. You know, and I understand that Toronto is just lost not only Giovinco but Victor Vasquez as well, if I'm not mistaken. So Ali Curtis the shit out of that team already. But I still think 4-0 was
It's brutal.
It's bad.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about a team that's going home with little chance to advance versus a team that I think personally has. I don't think Atlanta's going to shit the bed at home.
Yeah.
True. All they need is 2-0 and they're through. So
Right, and they're the home team. That's the biggest. They're not parking the bus like they did against us because they were the road team.
Yeah.
They're going to come out, bring them with confidence.
Yeah, the only thing is they're not playing at Mercedes-Benz. They're playing at Kennesaw State Stadium or some shit.
3/5 Bank, I think is what it's called right now.
Because there's a monster truck rally or whatever. Is
that what it is?
I believe so, yeah.
Gravedigger. Is Gravedigger going to be there?
Well, we were saying on Twitter, the problem is that they're not having the monster truck rally on Sunday.
Oh.
No, Monster Jam is the 24th. So they are.
Sunday.
Monster trucks, Gravedigger, Bigfoot,
Truckosaurus.
other names we don't know.
They're having, what is it? Looks like Monster Jam this weekend, and then the following weekend is motocross. So I guess between the two, they can't turn the field around in time or something like that.
So they're just leaving the mud on the field.
Yeah. Piles of dirt everywhere.
But yeah, it's going to be. I think there's like 10K capacity for they're going to play their return match.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Couldn't even get the University of Georgia's where they played their
Georgia Tech, I believe.
Georgia Tech, yeah.
Couldn't even get Georgia Tech on short notice.
Guess not.
All right, so let's look at the Red Bulls return leg this coming Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Yahoo Sports Online / mobile app for the television coverage. Here are the scenarios. But am I missing something? Or
No, I'm just chuckling at you giving us scenarios when they're already up 2-0 going home. But go ahead, please. Indulge.
Well, just because if they lose 2-0, then the game goes to the extra time.
Uh-oh.
I know. If they lose by 1 goal, draw, or any win, then the Red Bulls win the series outright. And if the really unthinkable happens, a 3+ or 3 or more goal loss, then they will lose the series.
Oh no!
I'm giving that for completeness.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you guys think is going to happen?
Well, I don't think you're going to see Bradley on the bench. He'll be there. But this is my thought. They did what they had to do and go up 2-0 in the road game. They can come home. You could almost treat this like an Open Cup. Almost. Just considering the lead that they have in a team that a freaking country that can't score a goal in CCL.
Mm-hmm.
And you are playing then that Saturday
At Columbus.
Right. So my thought is you can kind of take a nap on this game. I think they're going to win. I think they'll probably win 2-0 again. And then come Saturday, you'll have most of your starters ready for the league opener. And I think that's going to be important that you actually start those guys. Now come the final, and then they play following week in CCL, right?
If they advance, they play either Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday.
Right. I mean, that'll be a little trickier, but let's just deal with that when we get to it.
Yeah, that's why I think they actually will play starters next Wednesday. And I think they'll take the Columbus game off. I think they'll follow the blueprint they did last year, and kind of skip those in between MLS games. You might see a starter here or there in that Columbus game, but I think other than that, I think you're going to give the starters a week rest to face Santos Laguna, especially since they're going down to elevation in Mexico. It's not going to be like Tijuana where they were closer to the I think they were at sea level essentially. So, but I think they'll have stars. I think they'll take care of business. I mean, I think they might really just try and amp it up and see how many they can put in. That's kind of how they were playing the other day, and I think they'll do it again.
I don't know, just because last year the first game of the year was the home game against Portland, right? That was the first game of the year.
Correct.
I just think my only thought is because it's a road game, and it's always, of course, it's more difficult to get points on the road.
Mm-hmm.
I think if they were home on the second, I could see your thought exactly that they could take a chance playing a little bit more backup players in that game because, again, playing at home is so much different.
Mm-hmm.
But USL doesn't start for another week, so they can get away with using more USL quality guys on that first week. In MLS, not CCL.
I say they throw the Danish kid to the Wolves that first week. Do it.
Yeah, there you go. Now we're talking.
Throw the Danish kid in against Columbus?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what happened. Kaku didn't start until the Portland game.
Yeah. Let's see if Ben Mines can score another goal.
Yeah, sure.
Send out Mines, send out White, send them all out.
Yeah. Oh, that's
fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm. I'm perfectly fine with playing the starters in the CCL game, and then because I feel like that gets them a more constant rhythm than giving some of the guys like an extra few days off at the beginning of the year. And like Pat said, like we can kind of just not throw away the Columbus match, but it's not that critical, really. I mean, they expanded the playoffs, all right? You don't need to win as much this year to get in the playoffs. So.
Playoffs?
All right. Any other thoughts about this, the game coming up?
Nah, not worried. We'll be there. Pat and I will be there.
We will be there.
I just wish the New Jersey came in, but I don't think that's coming in until like next month.
Well, hopefully it comes sooner rather than later for you.
Yeah. At least it'll be a real jersey, not a replica, because that's all we have, like Cincinnati.
Cincinnati.
All right. Time for dumping grounds. So Red Bull Arena will be hosting some non-soccer stuff this summer and fall. The brand new Premier Lacrosse League is going to have host 5 games over 2 weekends at Red Bull Arena.
Cool.
June 8th and 9th will be a set of games, and then September 14th, which apparently is part of the playoffs. And apparently what makes this league different is that it's basically going to be a touring league. So in other words, instead of having teams have a New York team with a home stadium, basically every team is going to move every week. Yeah. That's interesting.
Can they at least name one team, the Philadelphia Wings, just so that team can beat the shit out of everybody and there can be fights in the stands? Because if you know anything about Philadelphia Wings games, that's exactly what happened at their home games. Fucking mayhem.
No idea.
Oh, yeah. I don't even know how you could find highlights, but yeah, those games were well known for brawls on the field and in the seats at the old Spectrum.
Wonderful.
All right, Philadelphia Wings videos. Okay, there's a Philadelphia Wings highlights video. I'm not going to watch it now, but that'll be interesting to see. Last thing I have is New England Patriots and Revolution owner Robert Kraft was caught on video as part of a prostitution ring in Florida.
Gross.
Imagine being the cop who had to identify his salt and peppers.
Oh man, what a creepy and weird. Like, dude, you have $1 billion.
Yeah.
You like. There are probably like 300 women looking to be like the next Mrs. Kraft.
Yep.
Bro. And the fact that these are girls caught up in human trafficking.
Yeah.
It just makes it even more disgusting.
Yep. Yeah. The money that he has, yes, he could easily get somebody who is not being trafficked, who can give him a rub and tug. Unless he's just like, I got a high-end rub and tug last week. This week I need the PBR rub and tug.
I mean, does he need to leave Boston for that? He can just go, I'm Robert Kraft. And
yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'm
Robert,
pay for it. Just name drop it. And
maybe the only way he can make up for this is to finally build the Revs Stadium.
Yeah, sure.
It's the only way he can do it. But yeah, I listen, I feel bad for all these women involved. It's fucking terrible.
Oh, yeah.
But for Robert Kraft, it couldn't have happened to a better team owner than the
yeah.
New England Patriots.
Yeah.
Like, this is more fun than Jerry Jones.
Oh, yeah. This is just, like, incredibly ridiculous.
So please, Don Garber, like, suck up to him more.
Yeah, right?
Please.
Yeah, let him call more shots. He's clearly a genius.
Yeah. Fun.
Which, speaking of Don Garber, because not related to this case, but his contract just got re-upped for MLS commissioner, another 5 years, I think it was.
Ooh.
Yes or no? Do you guys agree with that?
Mm-hmm. What? I mean, look, the rules are overly convoluted. The salary cap should have been raised ages ago.
Yep.
With, fewer and fewer of these nonsense rules. But you cannot argue with the fact that this league has grown tremendously under his reign. It's stabilized under his reign. It's not where I think we all want it to be yet, but it is certainly in a stronger position than it has been in years. So for all the guy's flaws, I think he's earned it.
Yeah, he's doing okay. He's only made a couple foul-ups, serious foul-ups, and this is just my personal opinion, and of course I'm granting a fucking franchise to NYCFC. I still think that's a joke, considering what other teams have to go through to get the whole build a stadium, all that crap, and then they just sit there in fucking Yankee Stadium still.
Yeah.
But I'll say the Miami thing is still dumb and ridiculous. But aside from that, yeah, it is. The league is growing. We're fucking having a team playing Cincinnati, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
A team which seemingly looks like it'll have a very strong fan base. I hope it does. I hope it shows up like the USL team does. I think that'd be a huge positive.
Yeah, for sure.
And Nashville's going to stadium too, or franchise also.
Right, yeah, Nashville, and they're gonna build a stadium. They won't have that for a few years. So there are. I think there's more positives than negatives.
Yeah,
it's just the negatives are so glaringly stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of on the same page. Just, I wish we weren't doing expansion so much. What I feel is quickly. But
yeah, it is. It's getting crazy, but
as long as they have a point where they're going to stop for at least 5 years and
and
see what happens.
Who knows?
I still find it funny that Atlanta and Orlando and David Beckham, who had a contractual obligation with MLS to be granted a franchise, were giving more stricter requirements for a stadium than New York City were.
Yeah. And again, like the expansion teams have paid off so far. They haven't really had an expansion team where the crowd's like, the people are showing up now. The big test, I think the big test is going to be Nashville. I really do. I think that's going to be. We're really going to see a test of fans. because they can host U.S. national team games and it's great, but everyone's coming out for those. So that'll be curious.
Yeah, hey, look, they haven't gotten it wrong yet.
No.
I think there was the big question of Atlanta, and they blew away those expectations for sure.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no issues there. It helps when you freaking win in 2 years of massive success.
Yeah.
I mean, look at this. Minnesota United came in as a team that they haven't performed well, but their 2 years in the league, their attendance grew.
Mm-hmm. They opened a new stadium this year.
Yeah, they're going to get the new stadium, which will help, but they were able to maintain enthusiasm without a winner. So something's going right.
And I think now, God, we should probably save this for next week or whatever, but I think now for Minnesota, they need to really invest in the team.
Yeah.
They invested in the stadium. I think now it's time to invest in the team because, as we all know, fancy new stadiums are only cool for so long.
Right.
Then you have to have this success on the field.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right. Either of you have anything you want to add for Dumping Ground?
Yeah, Chelsea's in a pickle.
What happened to them? I honestly haven't been paying attention.
Well, they've been banned from signing players for the next 2 transfer windows.
Oh, wow.
Yep, they were found guilty of breaching rules relating to signing, I guess, underage players.
Yeah, they did.
So summer of 2020 is the next time they can use the transfer window. This says, according to ESPN, it does not affect their ability to release players or bring back loan players like Christian Pulisic. He can actually come back.
Yeah.
Or
good thing they signed him.
Yeah, Matt Miazga can come back and actually maybe play in the Premier League. We'll see. Where?
But yeah, oopsie daisy there, Chelsea. Oopsie daisy.
Oops.
Let's see where I can. I'll just read up a little bit more. Breached Article 19 of its regulations in the case of 29 minor players. Whoops. That's a lot.
Yeah, a little bit.
So there you go. Let's laugh at Chelsea some more. I think we can all agree on a hearty laugh for Chelsea, right? We can all laugh.
Hey, everybody. Look at Chelsea. Let's all laugh at them. Ha, ha.
Oh, one more topic for Dumping Ground. Pat, let's hear about your new car.
Yeah, I got a 2016 Ford Escape.
Nice.
It's a treat yourself birthday. Treat yourself. And also, because
I actually have this one.
Jay's,
Or maybe not. I might be having
fucking
problems.
hype.
So disappointing. But, but it was actually more because my Subaru Forester from 2009 that had 199,000 miles. So if you want a reliable car, definitely get one of those.
Right?
So.
There it is. It basically had a $3,000 engine job coming, and I was like, oh, okay. So
bye-bye.
That's
called bye-bye.
That's called I should just get a new car.
Yep.
And it's not a new car. I mean, it's a used car, but, it's I got it for a pretty good deal on it.
Quality.
You know it.
Black?
Black.
Right? Yeah, we're riding fucking midnight, baby.
Yeah, like my men.
Black.
Now I wish I had that clip from Airline.
Oh, of course.
Or no, Airplanes. Or not.
Airplane, yep.
Oh, and let me mention real quick, because I did have a laugh at this after our last show, and we went on and on about the Women's League and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, guest of the show, she's been a guest on our show, Jen Muller, was texting me immediately, telling me all about the teams that actually had MLS affiliations, lots of stuff. Mm-hmm. So just so you guys know, she basically said, listen, next time I want to talk Women's League, just get her on the show. She'll give us the facts.
Yeah.
So I think we could probably do that when their league gets ready to go kick off.
I'd rather have our uneducated
bad discussions.
Yeah. They did actually just opt out of their TV deal with A&E, the NWSL. But apparently it was like a one-sided deal. At least this all according to The Athletic. If you want to check that out, check out The Athletic. It was a good article by Caitlin Murray.
And speaking of opting out of deals, the Red Bulls and MSG, right, have not agreed to a new deal?
According to Mark Fishkin, I think that was the only source I saw of it. But yeah, it looks like they have not agreed to a new deal for the season. I mean, I can try and look at Mark Fishkin's Twitter real quick, see if there's any update on that. But I believe it was yesterday, and he was saying that a new deal had not been signed. That the last one ran out. I mean, the New York Red Bulls website has MSG listed for the season at all their games, so I don't know.
Right.
Let's see. I don't see anything on Fishkin's Twitter. And yeah, we are using the Seeing Red host as a news source because guess what? There are no news sources for the Red Bulls.
Nope.
Except for team sources.
Yeah. And that's just like, hey, we're the best. They're like, shut up.
And what's with the Red Bulls muscling in on our podcast territory, guys?
What the fuck is this?
Everybody's got a podcast, right?
Yeah. That's true. Everyone and their mother has a podcast. Red Bulls may have podcast oversaturation at the moment.
But I was going to say, when we joined, there was 2 other podcasts at that point, so I don't think we really have room to complain here.
And the other one doesn't exist anymore.
Well, it didn't exist by the end of our first season, so yeah.
And another problem is that, since the official Red Bulls podcast is going to have guests, I mean, that's going to make it even harder for us to ever get a player on our podcast.
Oh, no.
It's be very difficult.
Yeah.
I feel like they need to Clutch My Pearls soundboard.
Oh, my. Yeah, I can't find anything about MSG right now, so don't know what the current status of that is.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Yes.
Because there's no news of anything on Google, so. All right, so anything else?
I don't believe I have anything else.
I believe I am all good.
All right, let's wrap this one up. Oh, wait, hold on. Truman's terrible team of the week.
Well, that's gotta be right.
Sure. Well, I'm just going to throw it right back to Toronto and laugh at them some more.
There you go.
See, I honestly thought you might throw it to New England for Robert Kraft.
No, it's Toronto.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I have no problem laughing at anything that has to do with the Patriots.
Yeah.
Because it is hilarious, but come on. TFC, if my feeling is they're going to be one of our whipping boys a lot this year.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like we should start tracking terrible team of the week.
I get a bad feeling DC is going to really move out of that. And Toronto is going to be the champ.
Yeah.
Oh, one more thing. Pat and Truman don't even know about this one yet. I honestly just thought of it today. So I'm going to try to put together a Google form every week of the year for a listener prediction contest. No guarantee of a prize because we don't have any sponsors or anything like that. But if you want to see how you guys stack up against us, you'll get your chance.
Yeah, you're not taking my belt, baby.
Yeah, you're not taking the old belt. The old belt still stays with us.
Well, that's because the new belt's going to take reign here.
Oh, hell yeah, it is.
I'm going to fucking hold that belt up like Chris fucking Jericho when he beat The Rock and Stone Cold in one night and unified the belts. And I'm going to hold them up like this.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
So I think, by the way, that because I plan on being there for the home opener, MLS home opener, that the new belt's going to have to make an appearance.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, if it was with you guys, you could bring it to the watch party on the 2nd, the member event.
We can do that.
But it's at my house. I'm not shipping this thing.
That is some bullshit.
It's going to get a police escort like Goldberg does.
Jay wants to hold it as long as possible until I take it from him at the end of the year.
Yeah. Of course I do.
Pretty much.
And if you're not sure what we're talking about, I think is it still
pinned? Still pinned.
Yeah, still pinned.
Yep.
Yeah.
Go to our Twitter page and find it there.
Yeah, it's just go to the media. That'll probably be the fastest way to get through to it.
But yeah, so I'm thinking we'll have to bring it to the home opener.
Wow.
Snap some pictures.
Damn straight.
All right. So if that's it, then let's wrap this one up. Patreon.com/Red Bull Rant. $1 a month. All you need gets exclusive content, such as our monthly wrap-up shows, live post games, and any other special content we feel like we want to do. Red Bull Rant at gmail.com if you want to email us. If you want to call us, 973-348-5329. Facebook.com/Red Bull Rant. On Twitter at Red Bull Rant for the show. At Doc the Stooge for myself. At PMACD82 for Pat. At The Truman for Truman. Subscribe to our show via iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Google Play Music, YouTube, SoundCloud, pretty much anywhere you can find a podcast. Last words before we get out of here.
Don't just win. Dominate.
Yes. Destroy.
All right. So for Pat, Truman, and myself, this has been episode number 297 of the Red Bull Rant. Thank you guys for tuning in, and as always, go Red Bulls.
Don't forget to wear flip-flops in the shower. I got warts all over my feet.